Ovary at birth is at which stage of arrest? Actually, this process of oogenesis begins before birth only when the baby girl is inside the uterus of mother. Intrauterine life, oogenesis begins. And when we look at the ovary of a baby at birth, you'll find that there are only primary oocytes, which are active cells, and they already have started the process of meiosis 1, but they are arrested in prophase 1. In prophase 1 also, there are stages like leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, diakinesis. They'll be arrested at diplotene stage. Now, in humans, diplotene is quite prolonged, so it is also called as dictyotene. Dictyotene is nothing but diplotene in humans. That is what, if you look at this question, they are asking ovary at birth contains primary oocyte. Yes, arrested at which stage? You say prophase 1. But in prophase 1 also, as we are telling, there are stages like leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, diakinesis. It is the diplotene stage, it will be arrested. There is one oocyte maturation inhibitor. So because of that oocyte maturation inhibitor, there is a arrest at diplotene. Now, okay, D is the answer. What if I had a term dictyotene here? If the term dictyotene was there, then that would be a better answer. But if dictyotene is not there, then you can take your answer as diplotene. Diplotene is the answer here. We'll look at some more details. But what about the males? What do you find in the testis at birth? If you look at the testis at birth, you will find they are primordial germ cell only. They have not started the process of gametogenesis, spermatogenesis. So remember, in a male, if you are talking about spermatogenesis, then spermatogenesis, that means meiosis, because the oogenesis or spermatogenesis, they are basically the process of meiosis in which there will be haploid gametes produced. Spermatogenesis begins only after puberty. That means in males, the testis will start undergoing meiosis 1 only after puberty, and these primordial germ cells till puberty are dormant. So that also we can remember. Now let us look at one flow chart and gather some more information. Here, as we can see, we are having primary oocyte, means 1 degree, and it will undergo 1 degree process, that is meiosis 1. So first degree primary and first meiosis 1, primary oocyte enters meiosis 1. It has already entered meiosis 1, but it is dormant in diplotene stage of meiosis 1 until puberty. You can remember one mnemonic, PP1P. Now, what is the full form of this PP1P? The first P is primary oocyte, second is P1, it is prophase 1, and in prophase 1 also till puberty. So your mnemonic is PP1P. That means the primary oocyte would have already entered meiosis 1 but will be arrested in prophase 1. In prophase 1 also, it is in the dictyotene or diplotene stage till puberty. So what will happen at puberty so that it can proceed further into the metaphase, anaphase, telophase? What happens at puberty is the girl child will start having LH surge. So what you need is LH surge, but LH surge will happen only after puberty. So what will happen when she is having LH surge? Then only this structure, means the primary oocyte, will enter into the diakinesis, and then it is prophase already done, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, giving you what is called as secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte is 2 degree and will undergo second degree of meiosis, that is meiosis 2. It will enter meiosis 2 but will be arrested. And which stage it is arrested? Here you can remember a mnemonic, M2F. Now what is M2F? You have to understand that once you got secondary oocyte, which has already entered meiosis 2, but it was arrested in metaphase 2 of meiosis 2 until fertilization. So M2F is the secondary oocyte will be arrested in metaphase 2, M2, metaphase 2 until fertilization. Only after fertilization it can move into anaphase, telophase and give you the next cell stage. Now other questions come. Secondary oocyte, which is undergoing ovulation. This secondary oocyte which is undergoing ovulation is at which arrest? You say it is arrested in metaphase 2 of meiosis 2 and is the same cell which will be undergoing fertilization. But fertilization is a rare thing to happen because you don't have sperms all the time available. So mostly what happens is the menstruation, it is more common. Now if you say menstruation is more common, which cell is undergoing menstruation? You should understand whichever cell is undergoing ovulation is the same cell which is undergoing fertilization is not happening, so same cell will undergo menstruation. Means your answer is secondary oocyte arrested in meiosis 2, metaphase 2, and it can move further only if there was fertilization. Now let us say sperms were available and there was fertilization. What will happen next? Next it will move into anaphase, telophase and give this cell. And what is this cell? This is the mature oocyte, which is actually a fertilized oocyte. Now why would you say it is a fertilized oocyte? Because you will find sperm nucleus in the cytoplasm. So there is sperm nucleus in the cytoplasm, that is why it is a fertilized oocyte. Along with that is release of second polar body. Remember, second polar body is seen very rarely. Why it is seen very rarely? Because fertilization itself is a rare process. Second polar body is seen only after fertilization. If there is fertilization, then only you can have second polar body. Then when is the first polar body released? First polar body is released, of course, after LH search, but before ovulation. So all these are MCQs we should remember. What are we telling? We are telling that second polar body is a rare structure to see. Why? Because fertilization is a rare event to happen. Why? Because sperms are not available all the time. So what happens regularly? Each month, menstrual cycle, what happens? What happens is the secondary oocyte arrested in metaphase 2 is getting menstruated. It's rare that there will be fertilization, and if fertilization happens, then only you will have second polar body. Second polar body is seen only after fertilization. All of these are MCQs. Then when is the first polar body released? After LH search and before ovulation. So before ovulation and after LH search, you'll have this first polar body released. All these are to be remembered. Now let us go back to the question, and we already have marked the answer, so let us look at it once again. Ovary at birth is having primary oocyte arrested in prophase 1, and prophase 1 also it is the Diplotene stage until there occurs puberty, until there occurs LH search. So choice number D should remain our answer here.